Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Town of Central Regular Council meeting. And this is Monday, August the 10th, 2026, 7 p.m. And I call this meeting to order. I would ask that if you would, and so inclined, if you would stand for our invocation. Oh God, we give you thanks on this day for your goodness and kindness. We thank you for this town and for the people that live here, that work here, that eat here, that have recreation here. We pray that your love would be with all of them and with all of us. Make us people that want to be good stewards of all that you have given to us. Allow us above all to act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with you. This we pray in your name. Amen. I ask that you please remain standing as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Also, I ask that you remain standing as we all say together the Pledge of Civility that you see on the board here. I pledge to build a stronger and more prosperous community by advocating for civil engagement, respecting others and their viewpoints, and finding solutions for the betterment of my town. Thank you. You may be seated. Tonight we want to recognize Lynn Chapman. We have invited her to sit up on the dais with us one more time. And we wanted to give her special recognition for her years of service, not only as a teacher, but and as a person that worked in her church and did all kinds of things, but also for her years on town council. And so we want to make that known. She began in January of 2004, and she retired on June 30th, 2026. So a great number of years of service to our town. I see you have something written over there. That must mean you want to say something?
If you wouldn't mind.
Well, then I'm gonna let you say it, and then we will recognize you, okay? So that people might be able to hear and other people.
Is it on?
Okay. Yeah, it's.
All right. Serving Central for the past 22 years has been one of the greatest honors of my life. I'm incredibly proud of what we have accomplished together to make our town a better place. Thank you to my fellow council members, past and present, the town staff and employees, and most importantly, the residents of Central for your trust and support. While my time on council is ending, my love for this town will never change. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for the memories, the love, and absolute privilege of serving you. Thank you, Central. I will love you always. Thank you.
Thank you. Lynn, I'm going to ask that you move down to the front here because I think it will make it better. I was looking for one other.
Your name tag.
It's right here.
Oh, right there. Okay, just leave it there.
Okay.
Just leave it there. Okay. Join me down front.
Okay.
We have a basket of flowers for you.
Well, thank you.
And I don't know if you can, but anyway, we have a basket of flowers for you.
Those are beautiful.
And we also have a plaque for you that we'd like to present to you. Come on over here a little bit so if people want to take pictures, they can see the background. I'd like to read this plaque. It says, the mayor and town council recognizes Lynn Odell Chapman in appreciation for your 22 years of service to the town of Central and its citizens serving on town council. Your hard work and dedication are appreciated by many. The Town of Central Town Council, January 2024 through June 30, 2026, presented on this day, August the 10th, 2026. And so we want to present you with this plaque
Thank
as
you
well.
so much.
So,
Thank you.
we also have a card for you that's been signed,
Okay.
and we're gonna give you your name tag, so you can take that with you as well.
I'm racking up.
Hang on to the name tag for when you come back.
So when I come back. Thank you.
Okay.
Or with both you guys.
Eric, any other picture? Let's give Lynn a big hand.
Thank you, man.
And maybe the best gift that we can, hold on, maybe the best gift that we can give you is that you don't have to stay for the rest of the council. So you can leave. If you came to see her, receive her gift, and you would like to leave, go ahead, it's fine, really. If you wanna stay, it's okay, but I'm giving you permission, and it's all right to go. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. very
Thanks,
much.
man.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
The chair would like to make a motion that we amend our agenda. There is a need for us to move to executive session at the end of our council meeting tonight. So the chair makes a motion that we amend the current agenda to add after item 9 to enter into executive session pursuant to South Carolina Code of Laws, Section 30-4-70A1, and it's concerning legal matter with our insurance carrier. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, there's a motion second. Any questions about that from council? All those in favor of us entering into executive session as item 10 by amendment of the agenda pertaining to a legal matter with our insurance carrier. If you're in favor of this, please raise your hand. That's 5 yes, and so that passes. So our agenda is amended. Next on the agenda is a review of previous meeting minutes. Chair moves that we accept special call meeting minutes, public hearing, Monday, June 30th, 2026 at 6:30 PM.
Second.
All right, any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor of accepting special call meeting minutes, public hearing, Monday, July 13th, 2026 at 6:30 PM, please raise your hand. 5 yes. Chair moves that we accept council information meeting minutes of Monday, July 13th, 2026, that was immediately following the special called meeting.
Second.
All right, there's a second. Motion on the floor and a second. Any questions or comments from council? All right, all those in favor of accepting council information meeting minutes for Monday, July 13th, 2026, immediately following special called meeting, please raise your right hand. That's 5 yes. Any opposed? It's unanimous. And last on that item is regular council meeting minutes, Monday, July 13th, 2026. That was immediately following council information meeting. Chair moves that we accept regular council meeting minutes of Monday, July 13th, 2026, immediately following council information meeting.
Second.
All right, there's a motion, second. Any questions? All those in favor of accepting regular council meeting minutes of Monday, July 13th, 2026, immediately following council information meeting, please raise your hand. 5 yes. Any opposed? No opposed. It carries unanimously. Mr. Griffin, I'm trying to remember not to say right hand so that we can include you. But it's an old habit, I'm sorry.
Give me another week.
Yeah, another week, okay, next month, okay, I can go back to it. Next item on the agenda is public session. Public session, as outlined by our ordinance 2-58, states that any citizen of the municipality or individuals who own a business within a municipality or any citizen of the county that pays a water bill, sewer bill, or sanitation bill to the town of Central may speak at regular meeting of town council during the public session portion as indicated on our agenda. Point out, just as a reminder to all of us, that this time is set aside for you to talk about policies, about procedures of the town, municipal services, operations. This is not a time to talk about personnel. This is not a time to talk about people or personalities. Just so everybody understands how this operates, this is a time for you to speak to us for 3 minutes. So if you live in the town of Central, we look at those people first. If you're a business owner, next. If you're one of the people that fall in that other portion of sewer bill, water bill, sanitation bill, then you're next. And we have 30 minutes for this. But again, just as a reminder, this is not a place to discuss people, personalities, or personnel issues. There are other ways for us to do that. Also, you will note that council doesn't enter into debate or discussion because our job is to respectfully listen to you and your observations. And also just a reminder that because you may speak to some specific item that's not on the agenda, it may not be looked at tonight, but that we take your comments seriously, we make notes, and we try to get back with you and let you know answers or concerns that you may have. If you have any specific questions, please know that I would encourage you to speak to me or to speak to the town administrator if you want to after our session's over with, or you may email us, text us. You can get in touch with me on Facebook, and you can get in touch with all the other council members in a variety of ways as well. So just making sure that we're all on the same page for this. And so we have a sign-in sheet, and we have one person that has signed in to address council during public session. And so I'll ask Debbie Peak if she would come forward to podium here.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good
If you don't
evening.
mind, I'm just going to read my thoughts here.
Great.
Last month, it was reported that the hospitality funds are sitting at $492,000. These funds exist because people eat here, and these funds should in turn be used to attract more visitors, support our local businesses, strengthen our economy, and keep us safe. My research shows that hospitality funds can be used for streetscapes, marketing, beautification, public amenities, and tourism. The April 2025 council minutes reported that the downtown crosswalks would cost $17,700, that we have applied for a grant, and that the crosswalks are shovel-ready. Hospitality funds allow crosswalks. If only $17,700 is needed, we have the funds and are shovel-ready. Let's start that project tomorrow. Other streetscape projects could include a new contract for lighting, maybe benches for the new businesses that are opening, and signage to direct visitors to parking around town. Beautification projects could be gateway signage that makes a wow first impression. Cleanup efforts might be using trash bags in the Main Street cans and actually cleaning the cans every now and then. Blowing street debris would also be nice on a regular basis. Local businesses are here helping the town. In turn, business support would be great. Although we've appreciated the facade grants that have been offered, not everyone needs an awning, not everyone needs a sign. Since we can't take advantage of a grant that doesn't apply to us, how about a generic grant? Marketing projects could include promoting Central's businesses, not just on our own town's Facebook page or newsletter. Maybe print brochures highlighting our unique features, such as Green Crescent Trail, the disc golf course, the new community garden. A reprint of the brochure for the Trains on Main project, along with the signage to our parks, our historic buildings, the Heritage Museum, and the Railroad Museum would be perfect marketing. Please think strategically about how these funds can shape the future. Main Street is the welcome mat to towns all over America. How can we help ours and downtown? With the recent passing of U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, this town was on a world stage. What will make Central a place people talk about 5 years from now? It's not about spending money for the sake of spending money. It's about ultimately growing the very revenue that will fund future improvements. We have $492,000 in the hospitality fund. I hope we take the opportunity to leave something meaningful for the next generation, a downtown that reflects the pride we all have in Central. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Debbie. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that's all that we have signed up to speak at public session, so,
Pardon me, I didn't realize there was a sign up. Can I still speak?
sure,
It's okay to say no, I can come back to it.
come on. You need to sign, okay?
Yes. I appreciate the opportunity.
Will you state your name, please, for us?
Yeah, my name is Joe Yaksich. I'm on the tier 2, or I pay for my water here. I'm just on the outside of city
Okay.
limits. My question is more of the question for the mirror that was at the intersection of Ma Bridge and was that Watkins, where the gas station and the roller mill are. Like, there was a mirror there that helped you see oncoming traffic that's coming from Jitters. Now all of a sudden it just disappeared. I'm just curious on if that's been noticed and if there's a reason why, or if they're planning on putting that back. Or it's not perfect, but at least it gives you some opportunity to see something before it smashes into you.
Okay,
So,
okay, thank you so much. Thank
she
you.
would like to say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Karen. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the next item on the agenda is receipt and disposition of petitions.
None at this time, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. So now we have reports from council committees. Recognize Finance and Marketing, Mr. Evan?
Give me 1 second, I was writing down his note.
Sure.
Sorry about that, everyone. So from the finance side, I do have some questions, and these were from last month. Somebody was out, so we couldn't answer the questions. So I'll start with June's questions and roll over to July's questions. Sanitation June, sanitation June loss. Sanitation record June revenue of $33,341 and expenses of $34,532, creating a $1,191 monthly loss. Was this caused by a one-time expense, or are currently monthly charges no longer covering the cost of the service?
We had bought roll carts,
Okay,
that's why it's in the hole.
all right. Water loss calculation does not reconcile. The report lists 168,754,000 gallons purchased and 141,176.39 gallons sold. The difference should be about 27 million gallons, not the reported 23 million gallons. Can staff reconcile the 4.3 million gallons discrepancy and confirm the correct water loss percentage?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
So when we purchased 168 million gallons,
Okay.
and we accounted for 141 million. And then in the report, it was only shown that there was a difference of 23 million, when the actual correct number should have been 27 million. So I was trying to figure out that 4 million discrepancy.
Okay, that should be water loss.
Okay, so just evaporation or, okay,
Well, we have to flush the lines. So when I say water loss, we didn't really lose it, we just flushed the lines.
okay. Sounds good. The June gallons sold exceeded gallons purchased. The report shows 11.4 gallons purchased in June, but 12 million gallons sold, a difference about 617,000. Are purchase and billing periods measured over the same dates, and were any bills estimated or carried over from a prior month causing that discrepancy?
I think that's a timing of when we read the meter, because we read it and easily Central reads it on a different day.
Okay. Let's see.
So I'm not sure that number's ever gonna be correct.
Okay.
Because we read the meter different from when easily Central reads it.
Okay. 222. Meaning of the fund balance, does the fund balance figure represent actual available cash, unrestricted fund balance, or only year-to-date revenue minus expenses? Council should also see beginning cash, ending cash, receivables, payables, restricted balances, and outstanding obligations.
That dollar figure is what is in the bank on that day.
Okay,
Now, you get the whole spreadsheet, and I think, Curtis, did you get the whole?
Yes,
page
sir.
too? Okay, so that's gonna show everything that we spent that month.
okay. Investment and restricted fund reconciliation. Are the listed investment balances reconciled to the June 30th bank and investment statements? How much interest was earned, which balances are legally restricted, and why does the recreation land account show a $0 balance?
The land, I probably just need to take that off the report, because at one time we were making payments on some land. So it's zero because we're not making payments anymore.
Okay. Let's see here. Now we'll move over to July's questions. How can we have sold 10.16 million gallons of water when we only purchased 6.8 million? And how exactly was the 3.7 millions over under calculated?
So what the report says is we sold more gallons than we purchased?
We sold more than we purchased, yes.
That again is probably when we read the meter.
Okay,
It should flush, something like that should flush itself out the next month.
okay. Why doesn't the water revenue of $112,000 and sewer revenue of $138,000 reconcile with water solid of $85,000 and sewer billed of $105,000?
Run up, say that again,
So your water revenue of $112,000,
right,
your sewer revenue of $138,000.
right.
If you add those together, in theory, your water solid of $85,000 and the sewer billed of $105,000, in theory, should be the same number.
Yeah, I would just say in theory, yeah, but I don't, that's not the way, that's not how it comes out.
Okay. Then what caused sewer expenses to run $8,700 over the July month budget, and was that a one-time expense?
We had an extra payroll in July, I think.
Yeah, because it's one of the 2 times a year where there's extra.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think we had an extra payroll.
All right. And then I followed up with Philip today about getting a QR code on the back of the water bill. And after him and Mr. Addis got together, seems like something we could do. It'd be a $800 one-time fee. There'd be a QR code on the back of everyone's water bill where you could scan it, go to
Right.
monthly information, show all the reports. You can also advertise things happening in the community. It's on the same page.
Great, great. Any questions or comments for Mr. Evan? Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next is, Mr. Moss is not able to be with us tonight to give streets and public safety report. However, I will be filling in part of this. We had a, let's see. Couple of things here. I'm sorry, I'm not used to giving his report, so you just have to, we completed our 2023-2026 SLED audit, and we continue to be compliant by the South Carolina agency through the police department. So we're very happy about that and thank the police department for their good work on that. And I'll be saying some more about the police department later in the mayor's comments. In our information session, we discussed the purchase of a new sanitation truck. And so that we can have that discussion now, I'm going to make a motion. And the chair makes a motion to authorize the town administrator to purchase a new sanitation truck. Is there support? If you want to discuss this.
So the sanitation truck, if I may, Mr. Mayor, I asked last week about the competitive bid process.
Yeah, that would be,
And I
you'll
wonder-
have to, there has to be a second so that we can discuss it.
I second.
Okay,
Second.
second. All right, so there's a motion on the floor to, for us to make a motion to authorize the town administrator to purchase a new sanitation truck. So are there any questions or comments about that?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
At the information meeting, I asked about bid process and where we got the money, and it came out of a central fund, call it special purchase. What's the exact terminology used for it? Special core purchase or something. Was there did Josh Addis receive prices from both
Yes, we did get,
companies, and do we have those? Because he didn't have anything at the meeting.
yeah,
Do we
Yeah,
have
we
any
did get another
prices, a
quote.
paper trail for that?
yeah. Josh had told me that Daniel and Doug were concerned about making sure it was a good price. So I got another quote. It was $309,000. And
And we have
I'm
that,
supposed to get one more quote tomorrow.
all right. In that case, I can't see authorizing the purchase of it if we haven't gotten
All right, so let me explain.
paperwork done.
Okay, so let me explain how this, there's multiple ways that we can make purchases. In our ordinance, section 13.5-1, on expenditures of $5,000 or more, it says that if we spend more than $10,000 on a purchase, that sealed bids need to be used for the expenditure. Now, we also, in our ordinance, discuss state purchasing. And state purchasing means that there are entities that work to find the lowest bids, and then they vet them. And then you can use those agencies as a way of knowing that they have gone through that process. It's a lengthy process, and it's an expensive process, and a lot of places want to share that information so other places or other towns or other entities don't have to duplicate that, because that's just a lot of time and a lot of energy on staff. So we say in section 13.5-1A, or I'm sorry, G, that state purchasing contracts satisfy the requirement for 3 bids. So it also states when material, supplies, or equipment are available through purchasing contracts awarded by the Division of General Services of the State of South Carolina or other state government or cooperative purchasing plans, and when it's the advantage of the town to acquire goods or services on the basis of a previously awarded bid or an established governmental purchase contract. So, in other words, we're able to use the work that other people have done to secure the lowest bid so that we can then secure the lowest bid. That's what we did when we purchased our last fire truck. We went out, found somebody that has searched all the fire trucks, got the lowest bids. That's who we went with. And so that's what we have done, excuse me, that's what we've done in this case, is we have gone through this agency and based in North Carolina that has secured the lowest bids. So their price is $271,000, and it happens to be a company that's in Easley. So the advantage to us is that we're getting the lowest price that they have bidded out, and it's local, so that if there's breakdowns or issues with parts or things like that, it's very quick to be able to go there and purchase the parts. Is that helpful?
It is, but it's still, I'd like to see the paper trail for this with the 271,000 and, what'd you say, 305,000?
309 was the other bid.
309,000, and the third bid is coming tomorrow. There was no, when we discussed this before, we talked about the clearinghouse for bids, but we didn't say that's where these prices came from. And I understand that, yes, Easley is a much better plan than the other truck that was coming out of Columbia, because we don't have to transport it down to Columbia to get it fixed. We have somebody right here. But still, as I was looking at the code, I think it calls for clarification on whether the specific standardized product is a true sole source item. That's the termination I was trying to ask you about, sole source.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, that's in our code to use sole source bidding or sole source purchasing, but it also says you have to back it up with a paper trail of what you did to get these prices. I mean, we're spending $250,000. I think we owe it to our residents to explain to them how we got to that $250,000 purchase.
Right, and I think you're confusing sole sourcing with using state purchasing procurement. So we're not sole sourcing. That is an option, and we discussed it in our information session, but that's not what we're using. We're using the state procurement contracts, again, which is a recognized entity of people who go out and get the lowest bids, and then you look and see if you match up, match up with what they say they have with what we need, and that happened. So we say in our own ordinance that we have the opportunity or the right to do that. So we're not violating anything from our own ordinance. We're saying that we're going to procurement process that people have done, that have already bid it out. I mean, there's an emergency issue as well. I think people want their trash to be picked up. And the trash is broken down, the truck has broken down multiple times. It broke down and it was in a business. They got it to a business parking lot. And the business called us and said, please come get your trash truck out of my parking lot. I sort of can understand that. We were leaving it there because we were trying to find a place to fix it so that we wouldn't have to tow it twice. We didn't want to tow it from there to somewhere else and then from that place to the place to get it fixed. So in my mind, it is an emergency in terms of it could break down. We know it's not going to last much longer and that we've gone through this process. Now, we are required by law to maintain a balanced budget. So for anybody that's concerned, we have to do that. State law says we have to maintain a balanced budget. We also say in our budget, let's just go back to our last one, our budget ordinance of 6/8/2026. One of the things that we say in there is under section 3 is that the town council and or administrator should administer this budget and may authorize a transfer of appropriated funds within fund types and between departments as is deemed necessary in order to achieve the goals. So we are able to move money from one place to another for purchases like this. If and when we would get to a point that our budget would not be balanced, then this group would have to make an ordinance to amend the budget. And we do that, so the law says we do that because they don't want councils throwing out lowball budgets to make everybody happy, and then 2 months from now say, oh, no, we got to do this, and 3 months from now say, oh, no, we got to do this, and they're spending money that was not really appropriated. So we have to present a budget, an actual, true, and balanced budget, and we did that, and you looked at it, and you voted on it, and we passed it. But we have to maintain that. So if we move funds to here and later in the year it looks like we're not going to be balanced, then the law says we come back to this body and we amend the budget. So that's the transparency that our town deserves of saying we need to pick up people's trash. We need a trash truck that can go through at one time and not have to make multiple runs to the dump, to the dump, excuse me. And so that's what we're presenting tonight.
Mr. Mayor, if I may,
Yes.
Mr. Administrator, is this truck ready currently to be picked up and put into service, or is there a lead time to have this truck prepared for us?
It's ready to be picked up.
Thank you.
They have to do a couple of modifications, but, you know, on the back, where the lift, they gotta put the lift on, and and then it's ready.
Thank you.
And it's local. I mean, we could have gone through a process. I think the fire truck that we got, Tom, where was it that we had to go to Nebraska or Iowa or somewhere like that to pick that up? And we had to wait a long time for them to get it ready for us.
And we currently have the 3 sanitation trucks that are operable. I know when Mr. Addis spoke at the information meeting, he said the oldest one, we're considering putting it out for purchase by another municipality. When would that need to take place, getting it ready to be put out for purchase?
We could probably, it'd take a couple months.
And would we have to send that out and have work performed on it to have a good truck to present to a different municipality to purchase?
No, we would sell as is.
Okay, thank you.
And it would go on Gov Deals. We put everything on Gov Deals and competitive bids.
I want to make sure that people understand that if you use the state procurement or contract system, you're getting the lowest price. I asked the administrator, just for double transparency, would you go out and find and see what other prices are? So we have one of 309,000 as opposed to 271,000. I was trying to help us just to be even more transparent that this process, it does work. It is set up. We used it. We can use it. And to let you see how it works. As I said last week, I don't know much about garbage trucks, except that I want them to work and come by my house and pick up my trash. I can tell you a little bit because I'm learning a little bit about a lot of stuff since I've been mayor, but this one is a mid-size one, in case you want to know. The biggest one would not be able to navigate the tight turns in our town and the tight roads in our town. And the smallest one would not allow us, would make us have to make more than one trip a day while we're picking up the trash. This is the mid-size one that would also be equipped so that it could, if had to, could lift the big commercial cans and dump those, and it could do every day one trip and then to the dump. So that's saving time and staff hours. Are there any other? I understand spending $271,000 is a lot of money. I understand that. And I don't take that I don't take that lightly, of spending that kind of money. But both Mr. Mishu and Mr. Clore and Mr. Addis have looked at the process, have found agencies that do the procurement, that have let out the bids, that have gotten in the information, and then we are able to use those. The state recognized it and says there's nothing wrong with that, that's legal, you don't have to use a lot of time and energy if somebody else has already done that, and we've done that in the past.
Mr. Administrator,
Sure.
when
Oh,
you,
sorry.
when you reached out and got the second price of $309,000, was that for the same exact make, model, same thing, so it's apples to
Same, yeah,
apples?
Apples to apples, yeah. I sent them the spec sheet. I
Okay.
just sent them the spec sheet without the prices on it.
And that's roughly around a 13% discount, so I would assume that.
Yeah, so around there, yeah. And just for y'all's information, that's where we buy all our police cars on state contract, all our trucks, state contract. And, well, I think the last time we got a vehicle, well, this has probably been about 4 or 5 years ago. Remember when you went to the Ford place? Yeah, Tom went to the Ford place and said, you know, we'd like to buy it from you. This is the contract price. And they looked at it and said, we can't touch that. And that's normally what it is. I mean, it's very competitive bids, and you normally can't touch them. Now, I know the two, Doug and Daniel, was concerned, and that's why I told the mayor, I said, I can go out and get another bid just to make sure, you know, to make sure y'all are comfortable. And the guy on the phone that New Life, he told me it'd be about $310,000. I didn't believe it. It was $309,000. So he knew.
And you have another bid coming in tomorrow, you said, from another company?
Yeah. I was trying to get just three bids. And the third one was supposed to come in today, but it didn't come. So I guess he's gonna get it to me tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I'm good with this as long as we have all the papers that show the pricing we get, including this third one that he's getting tomorrow. Something to look at.
All right. We've had discussion. There's a motion before us to authorize the administrator to purchase a new sanitation truck. Everybody okay now? Or ready to vote? All right, all those in favor of council giving the town administrator authorization to buy a new sanitation truck, please raise your hand. That's 5 yes. Opposed? None opposed, and it passes. Next, enterprise, is it back to me because Ms. Chapman is not here, is no longer with us. And so water, sewer, and sanitation for the month of July, the Water and Sewer Department completed 150 work orders. The meters were read on July 14th, and rechecks were done on the 15th through the 27th. There were 34 customers who were on the disconnection list for non-payment, and of those, 24 reconnected. And just as a reminder, to accommodate citizens for the 4th of July holidays, both residential and commercial sanitation ran on the 3rd, July the 3rd, and then all the sanitation routes returned to the normal schedule on Monday, July the 6th. Any questions about that? All right, next is Recreation. Mr. Griffin?
Yes, sir, on August the 29th will be Super Saturday with games that starting at 10 a.m., 11:30, and 1 p.m. The annual Meet the Central Tigers football players and cheerleaders will take place Monday, August the 17th at 6:30 at Bolick Field. We encourage everyone to come out for autographs, pictures, and a special guest speaker. That's always a fun get-together there. I would encourage everybody to go. The Recreation Department is looking into the possibility of a state grant to upgrade the field lighting system at Bolick that's been in place for 42 years. There'll be more details on that to come later. And also the indoor recreation report will be sent separately. And that's all I have.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Griffin?
I do not have one for Mr. Griffin, but Mr. Clower, if I may.
Sure.
With the possible upgrade to the lighting system at Bolick Field, what type of expense would that be?
To replace the lights,
Yes, sir.
you're talking around 70,000 without poles. Poles is 250,000. But we've talked to several companies, and the company that we have, that we're working with that did our gym lights, that cut our cost savings tremendously. We're working with them because their system does allow use of poles that are already in place as long as they're not rotted. Our poles are good.
Thank you.
All right, planning, Mr. Peak?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Planning Commission did not meet in the month of July. There was some scheduling conflicts which prevented us from meeting, but we do have a meeting next Tuesday at 6:30. We also have a Board of Zoning Appeals meeting at 6 o'clock. I recommend, if people want to know what's going on planning-wise, to come out at 6:30 and attend the meeting. It's very informative, and you get to see what truly goes on behind the scenes when it comes to planning for the town's growth and that type of stuff. No other report to give out, sir.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Peak?
This is a clarification for the planning meeting. Are citizens allowed to speak at the planning commission meetings?
That is all dependent upon the chairman, if he is going to allow a public meeting or public speaking during that meeting.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Tourism, Economic Development, Mr. Berry?
Just had a busy summer and getting ready for a busy fall. Friday, September 25th, we will be having a Shop with a Cop concert at the Depot with everyone's favorite band, Alamo. It's sponsored by the town of Central, Central Police, Central Fire, Central Rec Department, and a few music, beverages, food and beverages supplied by Joe's, silent auctions, 75-inch TV donated by Walmart, who our dear friend are up there just helping us out and helping out other organizations around the town any way they can. All money from the Shop with a Cop will go to the Christmas fund coming up this December. I'm not sure what date we're doing the Shop with a Cop this year. You know, Steve? Chief?
It's December 4th.
Fourth, okay. And then moving on Trunks or Trains is gonna be October 31st from 1 to 4 p.m. That's always a good one, well attended by everybody. We'll have information out for people to sign up for booths, et cetera, coming up. I'm working with Mr. Clore to look into alternatives for our Christmas lighting and downtown lighting displays and decorations. Our contract with Spruce Lighting is up the end of September, and we've got a couple other companies we're looking at to reduce the cost of that, as well as get better decorations. If anybody hasn't noticed, we have a few new businesses appearing on Main Street. Really neat. They're one is a classic and vintage shop, kind of a mini mall. with different vendors set up in booths. That'll be going soon. She's had the doors open a little bit for people to go in and check it out. Other one is a women's boutique, run by a couple residents, and Mr. Chapman's here. Miss Collins left already, but that's due to open soon. They've been putting a lot of work in there. Also next door to that, at the former Helping Hands building, the owner of that property has divided that into two business opportunities there. So what I'm understanding is he may already have businesses lined up to go in there. So that's another good sign. So that'll be 4 businesses right on the Main Street core. The other one are Picanti's 2 down the road where the Monterey used to be is open and doing business and getting crowded parking lots like Monterey used to, because we can't get enough of the Mexican food around here. Other things, and thinking about some of the comments I heard during our public session, we are working, the mayor and I and Tom Clore, looking at better relationships within the Chamber of Commerce, Main Street program, and getting marketing and murals and things like that on a more front burner rather than sitting on the back burner. So you should be seeing some stuff going on with that in the next couple months. That's all I got, sir.
Any questions for Mr. Berry?
What type of classics? You said classic vintage. Any idea?
Kind of, what I've seen in there, there's old furniture. I'm talking things like from the 40s, mid 20th century. I keep thinking mid-century is 19th century, but it was 20th century. Furniture, jewelry. She's still working on getting the basement okayed to pass to have extra booths down there, booth space down there. I think she has the first floor just about filled. You have to check it out. It's pretty cool. Did a good job with it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Berry.
Thank you.
Item number 6 is new business. There's no new business. Number 6 is old business. There's no old business. Item number 7 on our agenda is introduction and consideration of new ordinances, policies, proclamations, resolutions. We have none of those. 8 is consideration of ordinances and policies already in the possession of council. And we have I think 7 of these that are all second readings, so they have already had first readings and are now coming to us for second readings. And I want us to have all the time that we need, but to help us along here, I would just say that our first one, the Chair makes a motion that we adopt on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, which is annexation parcel 4074-00-35-5969, which is 138 M&M Road.
Second.
Okay. There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion of this? All right, all those in favor of passing on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, annexation parcel 4074-00-35-5969, 138 M&M Road, please raise your hand. That's 5 yes. Any opposed? None opposed, and it carries unanimously. Second on our agenda, Chair makes a motion that we approve on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, annexation of parcel 4074-00-36-6483, which is 1620 18 Mile Road.
Second.
All right, there's a second to that. Okay, any questions, comments? All those in favor of accepting on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, annexation parcel 4074-00-36-6483, 1620 18 Mile Road, please raise your right hand, or raise your hand. That's 5 yes, any opposed? And it passes unanimously. I apologize, people. I left my readers at home, and this print's a little small, so I'm just having to really get down in here. Curtis has offered me his. I don't know if I can, if that will help me. Or not. That might help a little bit right there. All right, the chair moves that we adopt on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, annexation parcel 4074-00-36-8027. That's 1648 18 Mile Road.
Second.
All right, there's a second. Any questions? Comments about that? All those in favor of accepting on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, annexation parcel 4074-00-36-8027, which is 1648 18 Mile Road. If you're in favor, please raise your hand. That's 5 yes. Any opposed? None opposed. It passes unanimously. Chair moves that we adopt on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, rezoning of parcel 4074-00-35-5969, which is 138 M&M Road.
Second.
All right, second for that one. Any questions on that?
These next two, these were the ones that were like, they were not originally included, right?
Right, right. So it's basically it's an ordinance to rezone that parcel from unzoned to PUD R. All right, it's before us. We've had questions. All those in favor of passing on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, rezoning of parcel 4074-00-35-5969, which is 138 M&M Road. Raise your hand, please. That's 5 yes. Any opposed? None opposed. And that one passes unanimously. Chair moves that we adopt on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, rezoning of parcel 4074-00-36-6483, which is 1620 18 Mile Road.
Second.
All right. Just to be clear, even though we've been through this a couple of times, it's to be rezoned from unzoned to PUD R. All right. We will vote on that. All those in favor of adopting on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, rezoning of parcel 4074-00-36-6483, 1620 18 Mile Road. Raise your hand. That's 5 yes. Opposed? None opposed, and it passes unanimously. The chair now moves that we adopt on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, which is the rezoning of parcel 4074-00-36-8027, which is 1648 18 Mile Road.
Second.
Okay? So once again, after we've been through this, coming for the second reading, it's to move it from unzoned to PUD R. All those in favor of adopting on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, rezoning of parcel 4074-00-36-8027, which is 1648 18 Mile Road, please raise your hand. That's 5 yes, opposed, none, it passes unanimously. And then Chair recommends, or Chair moves that we adopt on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, rezoning of parcel 4074-00-16-4323, which is on Willy Wonka. Second? Did I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. All right. So again, we've been through this and we've heard it, and we've had input, and it's to move that from general commercial to PUD R. So, all those in favor of adopting on second reading ordinance 08-10-2026, the rezoning of parcel 4074-00-16-4323 on Willy Wonka. If you would raise your hand. That's 5 yes. Any opposed? No opposed. And it passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Peak there.
Yes, sir.
We are now at reports and comments. Mr. Administrator?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. Just want to give you an update on the sewer line installment. We've hit a snag where they're digging. They found out that there's a gas line on top. So probably what we're gonna have to do is bore under the road and lay it on the other side of the road. So if you've been down that road, you've probably seen them like testing all the way down the road. Well, they were testing to see if the gas line ever got out of the way, but it doesn't. So they're just gonna have to go on the other side of the road.
Okay.
Any questions?
How did they manage to lay a gas line on top of a sewer line?
I don't know. I don't know.
And-
One of those Kentucky gas layers.
Is that something that this construction company should have known before they started, that there was an additional line laid within that vicinity?
Well, what we did was, we called 811, and they marked the lines. And it's supposed to be within, I think, within 2 feet, and it just so happened that the line was right on top of the sewer line. So no, they wouldn't have known.
Thank you.
Anything else?
That's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
For my comments tonight, I would like to extend how appreciative I am and my great thanks to the citizens of this town and to the leadership of this town for the things that they did and the way that they handled us allowing Senator Graham to be buried beside his parents in Mount Zion Cemetery. I understand fully that we inconvenienced people, that we had to close that road down. And I know we closed it down for a long stretch of time. And I want to thank all of the townspeople who were gracious, showed their IDs to get in and out. And I thank them greatly. I want you to understand, because you just might not know, but we were told this not very long before it happened. And we then had to be under the authority of a lot of agencies. There was Central Police Department, there was SLED, who was here, there was the Department of Natural Resources, the Capitol Police from Washington were here and involved, the Oconee County Sheriff and Sheriff's Department, the Pickens County Sheriff and Sheriff's Department, the Pickens County EMS, the Central Fire Department, Easley Fire Department, and Secret Service were here. And the day of the graveside service, this room was crazy with law enforcement. I came in here a couple times and, oh my gracious, SWAT team here and people over there and this over here, and they're all having their meetings and things like that. And we had to do what they asked us to do. Now there's a lot of, let me just try to answer a couple of questions. Some people say, why couldn't we stand along the road and see them? Because people did that in Columbia. The reason is because the family asked that this be private. They had two very public services, one in Washington, D.C. and one in Columbia. They wanted one that was going to be private. And because of that, we had to make sure that there was no foot traffic or cars or things like that. And so that's the reason. We also were trying to coordinate between I'm a minister. I've been to a lot of funerals. Very few of them ever ended on time. And you involve politicians and it gets even longer, in my opinion. But we had to work with them on when they could get here, how long it would take, all those kinds of things. And I just want you to know that our town administrator, Mr. Mishu, and Tom Clore, assistant town administrator, Chief Thompson, Chief Reynolds from fire department went above and beyond in all that they did. And I can't thank them enough. They reached out to other people. They brought all their workers in. It was the town of Central shone during that moment. And I've had conversations with people from Washington, people from Columbia, who have called to say how unbelievably kind and good everything went on that day. And I just want to publicly say thank you to those people and say publicly thank you to all the citizens that were inconvenienced during that time. But that's what I think a caring community looks like. If we're a town that wants to retain its small town charm, I think that's one of the best ways that we can do that. And I saw people doing things like out weed eating that weren't supposed to be weed eating. I saw people that were out cleaning up that wasn't their job, or putting out flags or other kinds of things. And it just made me proud to see our town come together in such a way and our leadership work in such a way with such multiple groups of people. So I want to say publicly thank you to all those people. And if you see those people, tell them thank you and how much you appreciate them. That's all I have for mayor's comments. There are no action items. Next on the agenda is the amendment. So the chair makes a motion that we move into executive session concerning a legal matter with our insurance carrier. There's a second for that?
Second.
All those in favor of us moving to executive session concerning a legal matter with our insurance company, please make known by raising your hand. That's 5 yes, opposed, none opposed. And so we will now move into executive session.
Told you it's easy to do.